Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This was from early this morning. It's been a long night. We've been battered by gale force winds all night long. The cats have been awake, so about 5:30 this morning I got up and let them out. All the usual faces were in the garden. There's Scoots. Scootsy is blind. The ginger cat is Miss Ginger, she can see. The grey and white tabby is Mabel, she's blind. That tabby is Tigger, he can see. This tabby is William, he's blind, he's senior blind cat. The black cat, this is Boffer's, and the other black cat that was in the garden was Momo's. Momo's is blind. The only blind cat that was missing from this morning was Kira. Ginger and white cat is the famous Harry from YouTube. So they've made their way into the garden. It was slow going to start with, and about between 4 and 5 minutes Boffers had an attack of the zoomies. He came flying through the garden and went up the olive tree, and then it was game on. They all suddenly, it was like I flicked a switch, and they suddenly all woke up, and they all got into the swing of things. Now you'll see shortly. There's Momo. And this is Boffers. Boffers was in a very playful mood this morning. There's Hair Bear. Hair Bear can see. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago when that section of stone wall that's been overgrown, the cats wouldn't leave it alone? Well, now they won't even go near it. It's like a fashion. Trees, walls, the garden is a fashion of what's suddenly in fashion they all have to go for. When it's out of fashion they stop just as quick as they started. Why? I have no idea. What changes? I don't know. It was the wind that probably set Boffers off this morning, because Hair Bear was running through the garden as well at different times. That's Hare Bear. And that was Boffers going up the tree. This is when it all started. They suddenly came alive. Heads were moving from side to side and up and down, and they were alert, and every movement had to be looked at, listened to, or followed. There goes Tigger. Now Boffers was right at the top of the tree. He couldn't go any further. But Boffers, as big as he is, he's actually a nervous cat. Sometimes he'll throw his weight around with the younger cats or the blind cats, but not very often. And I don't take any notice of it. He's not nasty in any way, not like Woody. But when he's up against a confident cat like Tigger, he's not as assertive as he usually is. I mean, Tigger's not an aggressive cat. But Tigger won't always back down either. And Tigger's not a small cat anymore, even though he's still a kitten. Thing is, they're all friends. It's not like the Woody scenario where everyone's on edge around him or aggressive around him. These cats, they're all playing. I mean, Boffers,
Marge,
he was a loner for a long time, for years. He would come in for his food morning and evening, and now and again he would watch from a distance at the cats playing in the garden. Then 2-3 years ago he wanted to come back into the family, but at that time Fergus and Grey Cat, they ruled the garden, and Boffers really was a new cat, a new smell. And because he started hanging around, the blind cats were nervous. Grey Cat and Fergus would see him off, but he persisted. He kept on pushing and pushing to try and get back in. And it took him about a year to do it before the blind cats would accept him, before Fergus and Grey Cat would accept him back in. And then he was part of the family again. There's Jasper, the white cat. There's Boffers, sorry, not Boffers, Momo.
well done, Momos.
Some of the cats react to praise. Harry does. Scoots is coming around to it. Momo's doesn't really care. So you've got these three here, all completely blind. But they move so easily. All where they are now. Everything in the garden is sniffed out. Every inch of the garden has been sniffed out. It's been mentally mapped out and committed to memory. They know where that rock is. They know where the trees are, the fences, the walls, the gates. That's how they do it. That's how they can move around, run and play in the garden, climb the trees or the fences. They know the holes under the fence. They know where they are. It's amazing. And to watch them with their seeing friends. I mean, when my first two blind kittens came home, the narrative then was, don't let them mix with seeing cats because it doesn't work. They don't work together. There was so much rubbish given out at that time. The negative narrative. Now this is Fergus, Big Fergus. That's Jasper's younger brother. Both Jasper and Fergus are village cats. There is a third one, but he never comes up here. These two both came up from the village as kittens. I don't know, they just wandered off one day and they stayed. And you couldn't get two nicer cats. There's Harry. That was Fergus running back down the garden. This was all before breakfast. Over at the mosque, during the summer, they give out cartons with water. But when it gets windy, these containers, they blow everywhere, and they usually blow into the garden. Mabel has taken a liking to these containers. These containers to her are like olives were to Dipper. Dipper couldn't go anywhere without taking an olive with him. So during the season, when they were dropping off the trees, I would find piles of olives around the house, because as he dropped one down, he went off and got another one. Well, Mabel collects plastic cartons. There goes Scoots on his journey. Scoots makes his way through those thick weeds, along the back to the bank. he drops down the bank and under the fence and back into the garden, and he comes down the garden there. Now that's Boffers being a little bit more assertive with Ginger. And there's Tigger in the tree. Okay, you asked me about how did Mum Cat get her name. I was looking for, one of the cats was missing, probably Harry. I can't remember exactly. And I just happened to go over to the mosque, and when I was over there, heads appeared. 4 of them, tiny babies that had just been born, and the female came along, the mother, and I didn't know where she'd come from. I know now, I found out afterwards, but they were her litter, and I just called her Mum Cat, and it's stuck ever since. I don't think she's ever had a name, and she never had a family. So I used to take food over for her and the kittens, and then later she would come over to me, eat well, and then go back and feed them. No, sorry, that's wrong. She would come over to me, eat, and then go back and feed them. And then later the kittens started to come over, and then eventually they all moved over. There were 4 of them, but one got taken away, so they just left Daisy, Ginger, and Tiny Tim. Dad Cat was around as well for a while, but he's since gone, and Mum Cat's still around, but that's how she got her name. But she likes to try and take over, and Harry's not having it. They'll work it out between them. There's Smudgy. She came in the garden this morning. I think she's got ear mite trouble, so we'll have to get that sorted out again. But there's Mum Cat, and we were all heading they were all heading towards the kitchen, so it was they were getting hungry. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, everyone. If you have, you'd like to know more about the family, the new arrivals that are coming, it would be great to have you at the channel. But could you give us an all-important like and subscribe? And as usual, any comments and questions. And hopefully we will all see you all again a bit later.